Good day, ma'am. I am Maria Fecasas, and my topic is JR number L-26057 and L-26092 dated on April 25, 1968. My title is People of the Philippines and Quinciano de Vera, Petitioners versus Honorable Pedro J.L. Bautista, Judge of First Instance of Rizal Branch, Pasay City, and Rosita Flores Dabo, Respondents. The City of Fiscal's Office filed two informations against Rosita Flores Dabo for the crime of falsification of public documents, specifically the birth certificate, through false narration of facts in criminal cases numbers 6708-P and 6709-P. The persons involved are Quinciano de Vera, complainant, and Rosita Flores Dabo, accused. Court happened or held was on Court of First Instance of Rizal Pasay City Branch, and Jose Benedicto Luna Reyes, Associate Justice, who conducted the case. Facts of the case. In criminal case number 6708-P, that on March 19, 1961, Rosita Flores Dabo did then and there willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously prepare, execute, and sign a public document to a certificate of live birth for Susan Dabo de Vera. She filed and caused to be entered in the Civil Registrar of Pasay City on or about March 20, 1961 as entry number 907 for the year 1961. She also stated and making it appear in the said document that on September 23, 1958, her complainant Quinciano de Vera and Rosita Flores Dabo had entered into marriage at Lubao, Pampanga, and that the child alleged to have been born on the accused on March 19, 1961 was the legitimate daughter of her complainant and accused and such entitled to bear the surname de Vera of complainant, when the truth and fact no such marriage ever took place between them on that stated place and date. In criminal case number 6709-P, that on September 18, 1962, Rosita Flores Dabo did then and there willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously prepare, execute, and sign a public document to a certificate of live birth for Quinciano Dabo de Vera Jr. dated on September 30, 1962. She filed and caused to be entered in the Civil Registrar of the local Civil Registrar of Pasay City as entry number 2871 for the year 1962. She making it appear on the said document that on September 23, 1958, her complainant Quinciano de Vera and Rosita Flores Dabo had entered into marriage at Lubao, Pampanga, and that the child alleged to have been born of the accused on September 13, 1962, the legitimate son of her complainant and accused and such entitled to bear the surname de Vera, when the truth and fact no such marriage ever took place between them on that stated date and place. After the accused had been arraigned and pleaded not guilty, but before trial had begun, the prosecution moved to amend the information in following particulars. First, in criminal case number 6708-P, the date reading March 20, 1961 to be amended to read March 29, 1961. The words reading entry number 907 to be amended to read entry number 807. In criminal case number 6709-P, the date reading September 13, 1962 to be amended to read September 12, 1962. With regard to the First Amendment, altering date in which the alleged falsified document was filed in the Civil Registrar's Office from March 20 to March 29, we opine that the amendment is merely formal because the purpose is merely to correct the clerical mistakes in essential details. The date of filing in the Civil Registrar was not an element of the crime charge, since the offense had already been completed before the document allegedly falsified was filed in the registry. The same reasoning applies to the amendment of entry number from 907 to 807. The entry numbers being assigned by the Civil Registrar's Office, the same cannot affect the offense charge or any constitutive element thereof. Neither does it bar any defense that the accused may interpose under the law against the crime described in the information. In criminal case number 6709-P, the First Amendment sought has merely the effect of causing the information to allege that the child whose birth certificate is claimed to have been falsified was born of the accused on September 12, 1962, instead of September 13, 1962, as originally averred. This amendment is formal, for the date of the child's birth has nothing to do with the falsification of its birth certificate. By making appear that the said child was the legitimate son of her in complainant and accused, and such entitled to bear the surname de bearer of complainant, when the truth and fact no such marriage ever took place between them. The change by 1 day of the date of birth of child is utterly immaterial and irrelevant to the offense as charged. The untrue statement in the narration of facts, as charged in the information, consists in making appear that the child was legitimate and born of lawful wedlock. When we say wedlock, the child was born with married parents when no such wedlock existed. Testify of the case, as the variation in the birth certificate to be brought by the civil registrar as witness. The same alters no part of the body of the information. Outcome of the case. The respondent court of first instance is directed to permit the proposed amendments to the information and thereafter to proceed with the hearing and disposition of the cases with the requisite dispatch cast against private respondent Rosita Flores Dabu.